Yes guys, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. As you can see from the title of the video, I'm going to be detailing to you very simply on this whiteboard here behind me how to go from working a 9 to 5 straight into kind of travel, freedom and just living a better life. So realistically, you're at a 9 to 5 and right now you're probably working for someone who you probably don't like, or you're working with people who you probably don't like. Don't get me wrong, I've been there. It's not a nice feeling. Trust me, I know exactly how you feel. And you want of life, let's just say freedom, okay? Now, I say freedom because that's what it is. When you design a life around what you enjoy, when you build your personal brand, when you just have a better life and just network with people and just explore, it's freedom. Like, you still have to work, but you enjoy your work. You look forward to going to work. Now, if you look forward to going to your 9 to 5 and you want to stay in that for the rest of your life, then please click off this video because it's not for you. This is for people who want to get out of the 9 to 5, to get a life of freedom, to be able to go and live in Bali like I am right now, to be able to go and travel anywhere in the world. This is what the video is for people who want freedom. Now, I'm going to detail very roughly into how you can do this, and it's quite easy. When you see on here, it will look very easy. Now, I haven't wrote a script for this video. I haven't planned this video in any way. I've just clicked record on the camera, and I'm just going to go off the top of my head and explain to you how I done it, which is how you can do it, sorry. Just because somebody else has done it a different way doesn't mean you can't do it a different way, but this is how I done it personally, and this is what I teach to people. This is what I explain to people because it's very, very simple. So let's just say you're starting in a 9 to 5 right now, okay? And I don't know, you need to start thinking about a skill, or you need to start thinking about a skill or an interest that you have, which can be working from anywhere. This is meant to be a world, okay? A skill or interest which will enable you to work from anywhere in the world. Just start thinking about this now, guys. What skill or interest do you have, or could you learn to get the knowledge to be able to work anywhere in the world? For example, for me, it was photography. For me, it was picking up a camera, learning how to use a professional camera. It's not hard. Like, I'm sitting here now saying it's not hard, but when I first started, it was scary because there was all these buttons and everything was confusing. But guess what? All it took was 3 or 4 YouTube videos and then just experience by using it. Now, I'm not saying quit your job and then just go and buy a camera. I'm not saying that at all. You need to think about it practically. Now, everyone's financial situation is different. I understand that. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm rich or I was rich, because I was far from that. And you might have a bit of money behind you. You might have more money in your savings than I did when I quit, but everyone's different. Judge your own situation how you'd like. But one thing I will say is that there's never going to be a perfect time. You're never going to have the perfect amount of money in your bank account to quit your job. There's never going to be a perfect month, or I'm going to go on January the 1st because that's when I want to start fresh. Do it as soon as you possibly can. There's never going to be a perfect opportunity, so that's something that you need to think about. Like I said, my one was picking up a camera, okay? That's meant to be a camera. So think about the skills. You've got photography, you've got learning how to, digital marketing, like learning how to advertise for people, run ads, learning how to close people, high ticket sales. You know, these kind of jobs that you can work from anywhere. You just need a phone, a laptop, Wi-Fi connection, selling digital products, or what's the other one that's on my mind? Graphic design, that's another important one, graphic design. We're at an age right now, and this is why I picked up a camera, is everybody's on social media, everyone's creating. It's the new wave now, it's the new thing. So to get ahead, for everyone that's creating content, if you want to just get your foot in the door and just be around these people who are living the life that you want to live, they're probably going to need a thumbnail editor. I might need a thumbnail editor. If you want to make thumbnails for me, reach out to me. I might need someone to edit my YouTube videos. Learn how to do editing. That's another skill that you can do. Lean into what you're kind of interested in. You don't have to be mad passionate about it. People say, follow your passion and all this stuff, but you think I really was passionate about photography? You think I thought like, oh, I really want to be a photographer when I'm older? No, I did not give a fuck about photography. Pardon my language, but I just knew it would give me the freedom and the flexibility to live the life I actually wanted to live and be around people who were doing the same thing, who were living this life. With my camera, I've worked everywhere in the world. Thailand, Bali, Malaysia, Cyprus, Dubai, Greece, obviously the UK, Spain. I've took my camera everywhere, and it's like just taking something with me which will enable me to earn money if worse comes to worse. So, and also more importantly, to provide value, because that's what you're doing for these people when you learn a kind of digital skill, is you're providing value. Do you know what I mean? So think about it, guys. Think about what it is that you want to do, okay? Now, once you've learned that skill, you want to start doing free work. Now, a lot of people might not like the idea of this. You might be watching this video now and be like, I'm not working for free. I'm not doing that. But you've got to understand, and this is just the pure, simple reality. You're learning a new skill. You don't have any experience. Why would I, for example, or somebody else pay you to edit my YouTube videos when you've got no proof that you can do it for yourself? You've got no experience. You're working at Asda. No offense when I'm working at Asda, but if I'm going to hire someone to start creating content for me, I'm going to want to see previous work. I'm going to want to see proof. And that's just the reality of it. I had to do this myself. The amount of free work I've done, I'll still do free work now if it means that I can get my foot in the door or kind of live in a certain environment. Like last year in Thailand, I was kind of making content. Earlier this year, I was making content for a hotel out there, and I was just getting like accommodation in exchange for content. But I wasn't getting money, but I was getting the free stay. I was getting free accommodation, which saved me like over £1,000 for like 2 or 3 months. Do you know what I mean? So think about what it is that you want to do and just work for free, man. So important, because you learn a lot as well. And if you're like me, when I first picked up a camera, when I first started learning digital skills and editing and that, I didn't feel confident like charging someone for money, like charging someone for what I'm doing, because I didn't feel confident in doing that. I didn't feel like I could provide enough value to get money yet. I wanted to build my skills. I wanted to learn. I wanted to become the best that I could be before I started charging. And eventually, it will turn into paid work, paid work. And that's kind of the first kind of step into really thinking about quitting your job. Because once you start getting paid for your work, you're starting to earn an additional income. You're starting to slowly get rid of the 9 to 5. Do you know what I mean? Because we all need money to survive. It's facts. You can't just live life just by not earning any money. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to do free work to get paid work, and then once you start getting paid, this will then turn into maybe part-time, and that's kind of where I was at. I was at the fire service. I still had my full-time job. I still had my 9 to 5, my corporate job, but I was also doing work on the side, and I was getting paid for it. And I started off by doing free work. So free work into paid work, which then goes into part-time. Now, once you're at a point where you're getting regular work, or you've got regular clients, or you can kind of sustain yourself, you need to start thinking, okay, what are my next steps going to be? Now, for me, it was taking a career break, taking a break from my 9 to 5, taking a risk, because I had money coming in, and this is when I say there won't be a perfect time. You're never gonna like get to this time and be like, all right, next week I'm gonna go full time this and I'm gonna quit my old job. It's probably not gonna work like that, because you'll know once you start doing like digital freelancing work and kind of normal freelancing work, it's not always guaranteed. So you're not always going to get guaranteed cash. It's not always they are really awful dollar signs. That's meant to be cash. You're not always gonna get guaranteed cash, because it's temporary. For me, for example, I was doing photography on the weekend, and there might be an event one weekend, but there won't be that event for another 3 weeks. So I was working like for this one client once every 3-4 weeks, every month, which isn't sustainable. So think about it, people. When you think about leaving your job, make sure that you've got enough money to just live. Now, in your part-time job, you don't need a massive savings account. You don't need your pension built up. Do you know what I mean? As long as, if you're in your early 20s, you should, in my opinion, don't even be thinking like about putting money into your pension. And that's something that could be quite controversial. Don't think about your pension when you're under the age of 25, because it's pointless. You need to start thinking about how you can invest your money into skills to get yourself out of this rat race, because it's all good and well putting £200 a month in a pension, but what are you going to do when you get sacked and you've got no skills? What are you going to do when you're 65 and you might have some money in your pension, but you look back on your life and you're like, fucking hell, I just worked at that shit job my whole life just for this pension. Now my knees are hurting. I can't go to the cinema. I can't go to the water park. I can't take my kids on holiday because my back's fucked and I just feel bad. So now I've just got to sit in a chair all day and just watch TV and watch fucking Gogglebox. So think about it, people. Think logically. If you're at a point where you're earning £1,000 a month, and let's just say you're earning £1,000 a month, yeah, from your part-time skill or interest, you're earning £1,000 a month. Now, as long as you've got enough money to get by, which means have enough money for food, drink, accommodation, wherever it is that you're living, then I think that you're set to leave. That's my opinion. If that's enough money to get you, you might want to go and live in Thailand where you're spending £250 a month on rent, or you're spending X amount on, I don't know, food and drink. Or if you're living in London, that's probably not enough. So think about relocating. Think about where people are that you want to be inspired by. Think about if you're going to Dubai, that's probably not going to be enough. But there's people that are similar, but in cheaper locations. That's why a lot of entrepreneurs now move to Thailand, move to Malaysia, move to Bali and all these things, because it's cheaper to live. It's a lot cheaper to actually live in these countries, which means you have more flexibility and you don't need to earn as much money as you actually think. Sorry guys, my memory card cut out there, so I've had to put in a new memory card. But yeah, as I was saying, just think about literally your minimum kind of amount that you need per month, because that's what's gonna dictate where you can go and when you can actually quit your job. Now, all it is really after that. So I'd say at this point, once you've kind of got your part-time job, you've got your kind of money coming in, and you're feeling comfortable, you might have some money in the savings as well. I haven't really spoke about savings because it depends on person to person, but definitely have a few thousand at least in your savings, in my opinion, just in case shit hits the fan. It doesn't mean you need the money in there. People say you need 6 months of living expenses and all this bullshit. Don't listen to that. You don't need that. Like, do you know what I mean? You're going to be okay. The worst case scenario is you have to go back home and work a part-time job and save up some money. I had to do this after my first season abroad. I went to work at Amazon. Not a lot of people know this because, one, I didn't publicise it, and two, because it was just one of them things that needed to be done. I needed to save a bit of extra money. I needed to spend some time thinking about what my next plans were. I wasn't necessarily desperate for the money, but whilst I was living in the UK, it was expensive, so I had a bit of money to just bring in so I could just spend on everyday stuff, which means I didn't have to touch my savings and I could probably add a little bit more. But once you're earning your part-time money of £1,000, don't think about, oh, how am I going to save £200 this month? How am I going to do this? At this point, you're just trying to make your dreams work. At this point, you're just trying to build whatever it is that you've decided to go, whatever direction you've decided to go to freedom. And you're just trying to build on that. And that's the main thing, really. And once you're at this point, once you're at this point, really, you kind of, it's about sustaining it. It's about kind of, and that's something for another video. It's about staying where you are and improving and meeting new people, because you'll find once you get into a better location where people around you are thinking like you and are doing what you want to be doing and are living like you just get inspired. You meet so many new people. You have a much better life. And before you know it, you've got opportunities coming at you from literally every single angle. You'll find that once you get to these countries, people will come and meet you, and people will reach out to you because they'll see that you're posting in this country, or they see that whatever you're building, maybe you're building a YouTube channel and they've seen that where you are now, where you're going to, they've seen the journey, so you'll get opportunities come to you, and before you know it, you're earning 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, maybe even 10,000 plus as well. Very easy to earn more than £10,000 a month. That's another video as well. A lot of people see 10k a month as a lot of money, which is what I understand. I used to be like that. But £10,000 a month isn't that hard to get to. And it's actually, once you're there, it's a lot harder to get from 1k to 10k a month than 10k to 100k a month. So think about that, people. But for this video, I think that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions or you've got any value that you've gained, then let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to kind of hear your opinions, and whether you think I was just chatting a load of nonsense or whether you actually think I was making some sense, and that's quite a realistic way to go. The digital economy now is booming. It's never been more important to create a personal brand and to kind of present yourself online. I keep saying it because it's so important. So get your head down, Think about what it is that you want to do. Build a social platform online. Think about how you can provide value to somebody, and your life will change before you even know it. My life's changed in the last year or 2 years so fast as well, from going from what I used to do to what I do now. Sometimes I take a step back, and I have to actually think about and be grateful for where I'm at right now. So I hope you've enjoyed. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.